Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Monday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Welcome, Jenny. How are you? Welcome, PK. What's going on? Decent hour. Man, the gray is definitely gray. So I got a great live for you tonight. I'm going to tell a story. It's a farmer story, and it happens to be a true story. What? It's like all the good stuff in just one story, right? And so I'll start with the story first. And the story goes that an old Scottish poor farmer was farming in his farm. This is back in the day. And so he hears this screaming voice of what sounds to be a little kid. And he runs over to the sound, and he sees a little kid that's stuck in a barg and about to basically die. So he rushes over there and gets the boy out and saves the boy, what could be from very drastic and painful and slow death, right? So he saves the boy, and the next day, to his surprise, a chic nobleman, if you would, stops by his house with a fancy carriage and steps out and says to the farmer, "You're the farmer who saved my son yesterday, and I wanted to appreciate you and thank you in person. I'd like to repay you." And the farmer says, "You know what, I don't need anything at all. I'm fine. You don't need to repay me." And the nobleman insists. He says, "You know what, but you saved my son. I got to be able to do something for you." Meanwhile, the farmer's boy runs out of the house, and the nobleman sees this little kid and says, "Hey, is that your boy?" And the farmer says, "Yeah, that's my little boy," kind of proudly, right? And he says, "Well, I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal. I'll do this. You like this shirt a lot, huh?" I love it. He says, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. I'll take the kid when it's time for his education. I'll take him away, and I'll give him a great education. And if he is anything like his dad, he's going to be turning out to be a great man. So the farmer, being poor and not really having any other options, loves the idea and says, "Okay, that's a good deal. That's a deal." So when it comes to time for the kid to go to school and get an education, the nobleman does what he said he would do, and he takes the kid and gives him a great education. Well, years after, this kid, the farmer's kid, that was taken by the nobleman to be given an education, his name happens to be Sir Alexander Fleming, the inventor of penicillin. Not too bad, huh? Penicillin was invented by Alexander Fleming. Now, years after, what's kind of weird, years after, the nobleman's son gets pneumonia, and guess what saves him? Penicillin. Penicillin saves him. Now, the nobleman's name was Lord Churchill, and his son was Sir Winston Churchill. Andrea, hopefully you circle back, watch the replay, get the story. So isn't that interesting? So Churchill gets his son Winston saved by the farmer Fleming, and farmer's son in turn turns out to be the inventor of penicillin, which turns out to save Winston Churchill, Churchill's son. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Now, what that story, I love that story, by the way. I think I may have said it one time before, early days, but I love this story. I'm actually a big fan of Winston Churchill. He actually stuttered. He was known as somebody who actually stuttered. So I love the guy. I got a lot of respect for that guy. I actually have his biography there. I'm staring at it, which I haven't opened yet, but I do have his. So isn't that an interesting story? Now, here's the thing. A couple of things are happening here. One is that what if that little simple act of kindness wasn't done in the beginning? What if the farmer wasn't going to save the kid? Right? A little act of kindness that is really putting yourself out there and really going out on a limb to try to help a kid, right? And then imagine the reward that you had no idea is waiting for you. Have you take that chance, right? Imagine the reward, the reward of your son becoming the inventor of penicillin. That's the reward. And that all started with just one act of kindness. Now, here's the thing. I want to give you this feedback as well. You know, you may do tons of acts of kindness here and there, and not everybody is going to be like Churchill here, right? And give you that kind of a reward, if you would, right? But at the same time, you never know, correct? So you don't do the act of kindness because of the reward. You do it because it's the act of kindness. It's just who you are. It's your MVPs, your morals, values, principles. That's who you are. You just would give a helping hand, right? And then the reward comes afterwards, and it's completely unexpected, which makes it even more substantial, right? So the next time you feel like, I'm going to tap the brakes on giving a helping hand or helping this person, or this person doesn't deserve it, or this or that, you may want to think about this story, be reminded of this story, and remember, hey, you know what? You never know whom you're doing the act of kindness for and what it means for them in their life. So I hope that you keep this story close enough to you so that you can refer to it if you need to. So hopefully with that, you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. Oh, I gotta tell you the guest for this Thursday. Forgot to tell you, the guest. The guest for this week's Thursdays with Sean at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time is Dr. Neda. The one who interviewed me is going to get interviewed. And I'm very excited to have her on because she has had a journey and a half. So, and she's somebody who's a non-network marketer, now doing business with me. So it's kind of a nice little balance between what we have had and what we are going to have this Thursday. So tune in this Thursday. I'm going to put out the flyers. Don't worry. And Dr. Neda and I are going to have a very nice little interview back and forth, conversation back and forth, and it's going to be exciting. So Drop one takeaway from this live below. Come on now, don't be shy. Drop one takeaway from this live below. Let this feed grow. If you feel like this was worthy of sharing, do what you gotta do. Spread the love, tag a couple people. Oh, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. 5 o'clock Pacific Standard. Yeah, it's gonna be good. She's nervous, and she should be. It's gonna be good. Hey man, she put me in that white seat for an hour. Now it's my turn. No, it's fun. It's gonna be fun. So with that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.